Okay, I guess the thing is running. Cool. Cool, and our first viewer, our first two viewers. Wow, yay. So, I'm sure a lot of you have seen this Twitch stream of two bots kind of conversing in a pretty interesting way, and I thought I'd give it a shot, try to see if I could do it. And I just thought that some of you guys might find it interesting. And it's actually really pretty easy. Let me see if there's a way I can view comments from here too. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like I can like this. Cool. Okay, cool. I see myself. Very exciting. So, if you want to kind of learn how to set up your Google Home, so I live streamed a few weeks ago of setting up a Google Home from scratch from the getting started guide that Google provides. So if you're interested in kind of getting started, you can go back there and watch that video. For this one, I'm not going to start from the very beginning because, I mean, it's kind of a waste of time. So yeah, and I'm also watching the Facebook live stream too, so if you guys post any comments or anything, I'll be able to see it. So kind of as we jump right into the code here, so if you're not really familiar with this, it's really pretty straightforward, and I talked about this in my last video. So, you know, every time I say something, it's going to be sent through this route. A post request is going to be sent through this route with the request and response variables. And let's see. Yeah, and then we just pass in. So we call our Actions SDK assistant. We create a new we instantiate an Actions SDK assistant object, and we pass in an object with a key request value request object that's passed in from this callback, and then response key, and then our response value is the response object that's being passed in from our callback. But I'm not going to get too much into this again. And then yeah, assistant.build input prompt, true or false. Boolean value is your first parameter. True if you're using SSML, false if you're not. The second part, this is SSML right here. I think SSML is like speech synthesized markup language. So this is just saying, you know, so this function is called the first time they want to say something, you know, the first time they kind of call on your action, and then these are fallbacks. So if it doesn't hear a response after it says this, it'll say one of these three at random. And then yeah, so right here they're creating a new map. Actually, yeah, just for this part, just watch my other video. I posted in this group a while back. So right here, super simple. This is kind of like where the meat of the application is gonna be. Save your function, and then so your input. This is system.getRon put two lowercases. Again, pretty straightforward too. This is literally what the person said, all lowercase. In fact, I'm not sure that it even really needs to be all lowercase for this. And then yeah, so assistant.ask basically says something and then continues the conversation, so continues listening after that. Assistant.tells basically says whatever string you pass it in, and then ends a conversation right after. Let's see, any comments or anything? Nope, not yet. Okay, cool. So yeah, I just kind of left an assistant.tell here just so I could kind of play around with it and make sure that I get stuck in, you know, some error. So all we really need to do. So this this Twitch bot actually, and now it actually says on the top left when you go to view the live stream, but it's actually powered just by Cleverbot. So all they're really doing is just piping all they're really doing is just piping the whatever the person says, or whatever, I guess in that case the other Google Home device says. They're piping it through Cleverbot, and then they're just spitting out whatever Cleverbot's response is. So really, really actually pretty easy. So let's just kind of jump into it. So I'm assuming there's probably going to be some NPM module for, I'm assuming there's going to be some NPM module for Cleverbot. So, which will make our life much, much easier. Let's see. Oh, it's just keyword. So let's just see which one is the easiest one to use. And if you have any questions, just kind of throw them out into the comments section, the comments, because I'm listening, or I have a view of all the comments coming in, so just throw that in there. npm install save Cleverbot. This one requires an API key and stuff. No, this one seemed easiest. So all we have to do, like, this is pretty much literally it. And you'll have a bot that's identical to what's going on in that Twitch stream, and we'll test that too. So npm install Cleverbot node save Cleverbot node. Yeah. And let's run node again. Nodemon. Okay. Let Cleverbot is equal to require Cleverbot node and Cleverbot. And let's create another variable. Let's variable. No, let's just do that. How should I do this? No, I don't need to instantiate a new object every time. And I'll just say variable Cleverbot is equal to new Cleverbot. So you're just instantiating a new Cleverbot object. And then all I'd have to do is go down to this raw input function. Again, literally, I'm just copying and copying code. So it's very, very easy. It seems like. So Cleverbot.prepare, and then the function Cleverbot. So this is our new object we instantiated. Not clever message, but input response. And so let's see. We pass in our input. It gives us a response. It gives us an object response, and that inside of that object response is a field. Inside of that response is a field called message. And that's how we get the message. That's how we get this response. So all we can say is, so let's see, if I wanted to talk back, we just create I'm looking at the comments, use cleverbot.io. Okay. So let's see. So if I wanted to say, so let's just say that I wanted to send a response and have it stop listening, then I just say assistant.tell and then response.message. That would work. But since I want the conversation to continue, after they send back the response, oh, gotcha. Okay. Cleverbot. I did kind of create cleverbot.io. Shoot. Okay. So let's see. Oh yeah. So sorry. Just kind of got distracted. So since we want the conversation to continue, we'll have to build an input prompt and then pass that input prompt object into assistant.ask. The ask function on the assistant class. So very similar to what we have in our main intent. Input prompt is equal to assistant dot build input prompt true speak response dot message, and then just close that off. So this is just markup. And then for fallbacks, we'll have can't hear you. You're recreating the session on each call. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. So okay, so let me finish this and then I'll kind of get to, yeah, you're right. So if I used a more official Cleverbot API, so if I use actual Cleverbot API or cleverbot.io, how it would work is we would be carrying along a session. Whereas in this case, so basically every time we say something, so basically it's just gonna respond to whatever we're saying, but it's not gonna carry along any type of context. If I'm correct, David. Yeah, cannot hear. Oh, okay. Very cool. Okay. So let me just make sure this works, and then if it does, then I'll use yours. And let's see, one more. I don't know. Lol. Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you for the keys. I'll test it out right after this if this works, or if I messed something up. So let's see. Now let's go back to our web simulator. Let me just make sure the action's working. Here we go. So I call this SmartBot. Oh my goodness, what am I thinking? I am not sending back the response at all. Input prompt. Here we go. Okay, cool. And if we tested on my Google Home, hey Google, talk to SmartBot.
Sure, here's SmartBot.
Yo.
Yo, yo.
No.
Okay, thanks.
You are welcome.
It's actually pretty cool. So yeah, I mean that's how. Now the one the other guy's using in the stream is probably using the module that David brought up, where it's keeping context, so it understands where it is in its conversation. So right now, basically, every time I say something, it just responds, and then when I say something, try just a small time girl as a sample input. Well done, girl. Okay. Try just as, hey Google, just a small town girl.
Living in a lonely world.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Hey Andrew, so basically, if you view the Twitch stream that's been kind of going around the past 1 or 2 days, it's been getting pretty popular. I saw that, and I mean, it was pretty obviously using Cleverbot's APIs. So it's just piping data from it's just piping whatever the user said to their Google Home, so the other Google Home device, piping it through Cleverbot, and then sending back a response to and then saying whatever the response was from Cleverbot. So I'm basically just trying to recreate that here. Oh, and briefly, what type of chatbot are you building? Yeah, so just answer that. So let me check out chatbot cleverbot.io. Oh shoot. Okay. Oh, this one's yours. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. I didn't know. Awesome. Wow. So, to initialize a Cleverbot, require the module. Yep. And then you're instantiating a new object. And then bot.setNick, session name. And bot.create. And then bot.ask. Okay. Session name. Okay. It's oh no, David, I can't see your API keys and stuff anymore. So let's see. So yeah, to catch people up that haven't been that kind of just joined in. So the only kind of issue with this version, yeah. So the only kind of issue with this version is that it doesn't carry along any type of context. It has no idea. Every time you say something, it's gonna send a response, but nothing's really saved. Whereas with something like this, the Cleverbot API is some sort of context about what you've said before, since it holds different sessions. Bot.setNick, bot.create. Oh, okay. Bot.ask. Okay. Oh, so simple. Very simple. Okay. So let's see. Shoot. Looks like I can no longer see David's thing. API keys and stuff, so Cleverbot.io. Is this Cleverbot too? Okay, anyways, I'm getting kind of off track here, but yeah, I mean, that's basically it, so. And if you use Cleverbot.io, since it keeps track of sessions, of course, it would be a little bit faster, but yeah. Oh, okay. I'm assuming the first one's the API key and the second one's the API password. Yeah, I think that's it. Or API user and then API key. First one's API user, second one's API key. So, let's see. Okay, so let's just try rewriting it with Cleverbot.io. Maybe it'll make it a little bit smarter. I don't know. And again, guys, if you have any questions, I know there are 12 people watching right now. If you have any questions, just throw them out and I'll try my best to answer all of them because there aren't really that many questions. Okay, so I've downloaded it from NPM. So let's remove this stuff. Let Cleverbot, and typically I'd use const, but it seems like this code I downloaded, just a sample beginner code, uses let instead. So acquire cleverbot.io, and then bot is equal to new Cleverbot. And yeah, that's the API key, and this is the password. And then since I'm just testing it, I'm just gonna create a single session. So I'll just say bot.setNick equal to my first name. And I don't think to create or access a Cleverbot session. Yeah, I don't think I need to use bot.create. I think I can just jump directly into calling up the ask function on the bot class. So let's see. Oh, and then node them on. Oh, you do. Ah, okay. So bot.create function session is your session name. It will be okay. It will either be as you said it previously, or Cleverbot AI will generate one for you. Who you generates? Okay. But where do you use this session variable in the callback? Because see, I just set our nick up here, and I'm assuming if I'm thinking about this correctly, I'm assuming it's the nick that kind of determines which session you're currently in, or you can tell me if I'm wrong. I know there's like a 10-second, 15-second latency issue with Facebook Live, so try to see if. So let's just try with just bot.ask, and then let's see if that works. So I'll pass an input, and then as a callback with an error in response. And yeah, and it should, if I'm doing this properly, yeah, so the response is literally just a message, so it's just a string, a variable, not an object. So we can just say go back to let input prompt is equal to assistant dot build input prompt. So again, true, speak, response, and then close that off, and some fallbacks. I could not hear you. Okay. Yeah. Cool. And then we send that assistant.ask input prompt. And just in case that doesn't work, I'm just going to print out the response just so I can see what the response looks like. Oops. Bot is not defined. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Oh, I see. Just comma there. Okay, whatever, no big deal. I don't care. So let's test that out. Oh. Right. Huh. Interesting. The reference comma does not exist. So maybe in this case it does have to do with so maybe in this case it does have to do we do have to use bot.create. Okay. Interesting. I'm just not sure. Session is your session name. It will be either blah blah blah. Careful, general owned for you. Okay. Oh, maybe. Okay, so maybe the session. Maybe it would be session.ask. Bot.create. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That could be it. And then you think it would be SmartBot.create. See, I'm just unsure with this, what this session object really does at all. Or do I just not use any of the variables passed back by the callback? Oh, my viewer count is dropping. That's not good. Well, anyhow. Actually, I guess I'll just try that, and if that doesn't work... Okay. Error session. And then you're saying I'd have all of this code go inside of here. Okay, so let's try that. Where am I trying to go? Oh, okay. You'll need to call create once in order to create the session. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So then could I just get away with saying bot.create? Nope. Let's see, what would the documentation say? Error is session, so I guess we do need a callback here. So the callback just doesn't do anything? Or maybe I had it correct the first time. Ah, okay. Well, so that's how they get... Hey Google, talk to SmartBot.
Sure, here's SmartBot.
Yo,
Yo.
you just called me the devil.
No, I didn't.
No, I asked if you knew.
Okay, well, so that's how to get... That's basically how to recreate that, it's basically how to recreate that Twitch bot using two different APIs or modules. So, yeah. That's about it. I don't know how to end this. Should I wait for questions, or do I just end it? You have some data inference since you're using my API keys. Oh, gotcha. Okay. That's... It's kind of interesting, though, why this requires a callback. Actually, let's see what this session is. I'm curious to see what it is now. While I wait for people to ask questions, if anyone has any questions. This is cool. So it seems like the session variable is just undefined entirely. Maybe it's in the error callback. An error variable. Let's see. Inside of the callback. Let's see. Okay, so error is a Boolean. Interesting. So I'm just gonna leave that like that. But yeah, that's about it. Let's see, and there's like 20 seconds of latency. So no worries, David. I totally get it. I'm not I'm not trying to throw flame. Cool. It seems like that is it. Okay, bye.